Fatherhood is a roller coaster I never saw coming. It's tougher than I ever imagined, but the ride has been worth every second of it so far. What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Zeus, and I'm back with another video. If this is your first time at the channel, just know I greatly appreciate you. Why don't you go ahead and hit subscribe? We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. We're taking it the humble route. So, as you guys know, if you don't know, I'm a dad, and I've been married for 6+ years now, and I got a son who's 3 years old. And today I just want to talk about something that's came to my mind. Why fatherhood is way harder and honestly way better than I ever thought it would be. Before my son came along, I had all these ideas about what being a dad looked like. And just a spoiler alert, I was wrong about most of it. So, grab a coffee, or if you with your little one, grab a juice box or whatever, and let's talk about it, man. So first, fatherhood is really exhausting. Um, in ways I there's no way I could have predicted how tired being a dad makes you. I mean, when your kid is first born, they don't sleep well. Everyone always talks about that, but nobody tells you how it really rewires your brain. My son, he's 3 now, but those early days, like when he first came back from the hospital, man, I was literally a walking zombie. Like I'll never forget. Like they tell you, you gotta the baby gotta sleep like every 2 hours. Then you gotta wake them up. They'll go back to sleep every 2 hours, and they'll go like it was honestly crazy. And those times when they're super young and you got to go into their room and like just rock them back to sleep, like that was honestly crazy. And what my son does now, he has his own room, he got his own bed and stuff like that. And I fixed his bed in a way where it's like he sleeps on a twin size bed now. So he'll just jump off his bed and come to me and my wife's room and try to sleep with us, sleep in the bed. I was like, man, what are you doing, man? And it's just the amount of physical tiredness that comes with being a father. Like, there's no way to really measure it. There's no way to really, talk about it. It's just honestly crazy. It's honestly mental. And even like last week, right? Or even this morning, when I was taking my son to daycare, like I had to tell him like 50 times, like, yo, it's time to get ready for daycare. It's time to get ready for daycare. It's time to get ready for daycare. I woke up, got him ready for daycare. Well, first of all, I've been up because it's Ramadan. So I wake him up, get him ready for daycare, and then I went downstairs to grab my wallet and put some shoes on to take him out to daycare. And then this guy has went upstairs to my room, took off his shoes, and is in my bed like, nah, daddy, I ain't going to daycare. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, bro, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you honestly doing? Like, get out of the bed, bro. Like you're like when you're a dad, like you're always on. There's no off switch. And before I had kids, before I had a son, I thought I'd handle it like a champion. It's extremely humbling how tired you can be and you still have to show up. And honestly, that's just the start, you know? And plus the pressure to be a good dad is unreal. I never expected this constant weight of, am I screwing this up? Am I making the right decision? Every choice feels huge. Like, do I push him to share his toys, or do I let him figure it out? Is he eating enough vegetables? Am I too strict? Am I too soft? My wife and I, we've been together for like 6+ years now, and we're a team. But even with her, I second guess myself because, he was born, I picture being like this laid back, cool dad, and reality started to check in, and I'm over here stressing how much screen time he gets, and it's just crazy. Like, it's harder because you love your children so much that you're terrified of letting them down. And trust me, they don't care about how much you're overthinking. They're just too busy dumping cereal on the floor, Cheerios all over the floor. Daddy, I want this, I want this, I want popsicle. I'm like, bro, come on, you know? And then another thing, right? It's hard because your patience gets tested daily. The amount of times like I have to just be extremely calm when my son like just annoys me. I'm like it's unbelievable. And I thought personally, I thought I was like always kind of like a chill type person. And then my son becomes 3 years old, and it's like he unlocked a new level of chaos, man. Honestly, he's throwing tantrums. He's like, "No, daddy, I don't want to wear socks." He'll be in the car. He'll take off his shoes, take off his socks. I'm ready to get. I'm like, bro, why you take off your shoes? Why you take off your shoes? Or he'll be in the office with me. I'm like, all right, bro, you gotta go take a nap. He's like, no, 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 I don't want to take a nap. I'm like, bro, you gotta take a nap. That's how you grow, right? And I've had moments where I'm counting to 10 in my head, just trying not to lose it. Because there'd be so many times, like another thing my son does is this. Like if he wants to get attention or if he wants to act up in public, it don't matter where, even in the house, he'll just lay on the floor. No! And then his whole body will be on the floor. My wife and I, we was playing tennis yesterday, and he came with us to the tennis court. He's like, no! And then he's like, put his whole body on the tennis. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? We go to a grocery store, and everybody's just looking at me, looking at my son as he's trying to do like snow angels on the dirty floor. Like, bro, you just really try not to lose it in those types of situations. Like, before I was a dad, I'd be like, man, any type of situation like that, I know how to handle it, you know? And it really forces you to grow up, man. It forces you to have some mental fortitude and mental, you know what I mean? And just to give some insight on why fatherhood is, better than I expected, the love, like you can't explain it. I thought I knew love, right? Being married, finding my wife, I felt love deeply, you know what I'm saying? But with my son, it's next level. When he runs up and he hugs me for no reason or says, "Love you, daddy," with that smile he be doing, it's like my heart explodes. And I didn't expect it to feel that big, right? Because before he was born, I figured I'd care about him, whatever. But this, it's like a whole new category. It makes me feel all the hard stuff I'm doing is worth it. Building you and I verse, doing in corporate America, learning software engineering and machine learning and all these different types of things. It's all worth it. And the little moments are everything. I didn't think I'd get so excited over, the tiny wins, right? But every tiny step is a huge step, right? Like when he said, please, like if he'll ask for something and then he'll be like, please, like instead of me saying, no, you gotta say please after that. It's like, man, that's really something. Or like when we build Legos in my office and he doesn't knock it over, you know, it's like, man, he's coming along. Or like he'll be like, oh no, daddy, I made a mess. And then he'll go pick up his little broom that my wife bought for him. He got like a little broom and sweeper set. He's like, oh no, I made a mess. And he goes, because I gotta clean up the mess. You know, before I was a dad, like I wouldn't have cared about that type of stuff, right? But now it's like I won the lottery. And it's better because you start seeing the world through his eyes. And it's wild how much joy that brings. And that's why I'm so critical about, I wouldn't say I'm critical, but I try to bring you guys the news because a lot of the news that's happening right now is going to affect my son in the future. So I have to be aware of a lot of the things that are going on. And lastly, I'd say like, fatherhood really just made me a better person. I really didn't expect this, but the patience that I'm forced to build, the way I have to think about someone else first, it's honestly changed me. And I'm not perfect. I'm obviously far from that, but I'm more aware, I'm more present, right? And my wife, she's noticed it too. Before I thought it'd just be me raising him or whatever. It turns out he's raising me too. You know what I mean? And that's the better part that I never saw coming. And it's an extreme blessing. And I can't wait to have more kids. You know what I mean? It's having children is the best thing ever, man. And a lot of people feel like they're not in the right position to have children. But what I always say is like, even what it says in the Quran, like, God is not going to give you or bless you with something or afflict you or bless you with something that he doesn't think that you can take, that you can, withstand. So I'm trying to have as much kids as I can. I love hanging out with my son. You know, he's like he's such a blessing, man. So, fatherhood is definitely harder than I expected. The just being tired all the time, the pressure, the patience. It's a lot, but it's better too, because in ways it's better than I could have dreamed of, right? The love, the joy, the growth as a person. It's this crazy balance that keeps you going. I'm 3 years in and I'm still trying to figure it out, but like I wouldn't trade it for anything, you know. So, son, if you're watching it, that's why I try to, have I'm thinking about creating a separate channel strictly for my family and like our vlogs. Let me know what you guys think. I'm thinking about taking all the videos that I have here for the journey and putting that, creating a completely new channel just for us, as the family unit, me raising my son more in depth. Let me know what you guys think about that. But what about you? If you're a parent, what surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. I love to hear everybody's stories. If you like this video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. And hit that bell. Get notified anytime I drop a video so you don't miss the next one. You know, but yeah, parenthood. There's no hood that's stronger than fatherhood, right? And never ever forget, it's you and I verse. Information, application, execution. Until next time, peace.